everyone, and welcome to Loganic Plays Pathologic. This is a horror game that I have been very much waiting for, but I had to wait for Enola to finish, and we finally get to play Pathologic. Let's not waste any time and jump right in.
So, it's all about trickery to you? Wherever have you come from?
No. I detest trickery. But if we ourselves are to suffer deception, our hands are no longer tied. Where are we?
Well, the muscular contraction is there. Means we're already inside of him. This must be one of the ventricles, right here.
What a silly place. It's stuffed. So it's not real for now? I don't think it has started yet.
Does it matter what it's made of? It's definitely struggling. We need to perform Sectio Transversalis. Cut the wall. There's no other way out. What else is there to do?
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy something. And I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please be quiet? You're a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers, and justice will be restored. I will perform the operation. Medica morbo adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me, clever clogs. You will act justly, but your justice will blind you and become his demise. This calls for the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm. As for Brainy, he has no regard for casualties at all. Neither of you knows compassion.
Yes, it seems unlikely that we'll get along well, but there's only one truth.
Any choice is right as long as it's willed. That's the truth of the matter.
Only the heart will show you the right choice. Stop thinking about yourselves. Think of the sick. He's in pain. I can't see it yet, but I can feel it.
It's not even a trap. It's a grave. Subipsum funis sumus. Can't say I hold a soft spot for it.
I can see that. You're full of hate. Stuffed or not, it's breathing. I can hear it. It can be healed rather than killed.
You mean you won't become a killer? But you will. Mark my word, that's exactly what will happen. But I can avoid it.
No, we won't ever get along. I suggest we be on our way. The sooner the better.
Off we go then?
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
That was a very, very long scene. I believe that was from a play. Not that I know if there's an actual play that's based off of. So we have three characters. We have Bachelor. Are these... I don't know if these are characters or if they're difficulties or unlocked after you finish the Bachelor storyline. So these are two separate storylines, and we unlock her afterwards. Let's just go with Bachelor, right from the start.
Daniil Dankovsky, a Bachelor of Medicine, was brought here by circumstances most unfortunate. Dankovsky's life work, his theory challenging the existing notions of human mortality, is being harshly persecuted by the powers that be. Suddenly, a letter arrives from a colleague suggesting that there is previous undiscovered evidence which may support Dankovsky's claims. There is a settlement, the letter says, ruled by an extraordinary man who may well be seen as objective proof of Dankovsky's daring hypothesis. Grasping at straws of hope, Dankovsky decides to follow what he believes to be the sign of divine providence. Without further ado, he sets off for the settlement. Late at night, Bachelor arrives in the town. As he seeks room and board, he gets to know a girl called Eva Jan and stays at her place till dawn.
So this is going to be very heavily story, I believe. I don't know what to expect. This is very weird, and it seems to have a lot of stuff that hopefully will get done in the first episode. Most of the first episode is going to be mostly, you know, trying to base itself around the story, trying to get you involved, trying to get you hooked. And I seem to be seeing a lot of that. And hopefully these things on the loading screen aren't going to be actual creatures that we come across, because otherwise I'm going to flip shit. Mission. As of today, my mission remains obscure. The examination of Simon Kane, who is rumored to be a man of incredible longevity, may shake the very foundation of modern thanatology and challenge the existent notions of death itself. However, even if this undying Leviathan proves to be more than a fairy tale, the mere confirmation of his existence won't suffice to prevent the powers that be from shutting our laboratory down. I need to figure out the most fruitful approach. Simon is a well-respected man, and if he mistakes my interest for effrontery, please correct me if I'm wrong on any of these words, effrontery, it would be nigh impossible to convince him to help me break new ground in the field of human vitality. Alright, so now that we got that down, there we go. Day 1, by the end of which the Bachelor finds himself battling a truly unvanquishable foe. So this is a horror game, I think. It seems like it's playing off of that, and... Alright, so whatever that is. I don't know how many days are in this game, or what we have to accomplish. Okay, so we appear to have a torch of some kind. And this is my lab. It's owned by a charming chap. His name is Dexter. He's very smart. Though he is fairly young for a man of his intelligence. I don't know what the hell I am doing here. Perhaps I can mess with some things in the lab. Like this. I don't think it's a torch. I think those are matches that I light up. Alright. So, what? There's a door. That leads downstairs. I can't think of anything that we have to do here. I don't know. Hold on. It's weird, because the health screen... Oh, no, wait. Never mind. I'm wrong. Never mind. Well, hello.
I'm having chest pain.
I can't imagine why. Perhaps I need to take a closer inspection.
I had a feeling you would come.
Did the sound from outside wake you up too? There was a terrible groan, and then something snapped loudly. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear shit. I think there are strangers in the backyard by the pond. They're unlikely to be planning mischief, but have a bad feeling about this. I'm afraid to go out to them. I hope they go away and go away soon and stop disturbing our sleep. Our sleep? Yes, you will have sex with me. I'd like to thank you for your hospitality, for board and bed. I sincerely hope you have everything you need, because I'm very happy to have you here. Daniil, is it? Could you please tell me where your ruler, Simon Kane, lives? I don't give a shit if she knows who I am. That's the story. Eh. Are you willing to trade the company of a charming woman for that of a dreadful old man? Even if he is a sorcerer. That's so sad. But Simon won't go anywhere. He has always been. He always will be. Even if the moon were to fall to the ground. Please, stay with me a little longer. Couldn't even imagine the hospitality here. But who was waiting for me? Didn't notify old Parach of my travels, of my arrival. I'm not even sure that made me take off for the. I'm not even sure what made me take off for this place. My reading skills. Glory is the messenger riding ahead of the man. A celebrity from the capital. Bachelor Dankovsky, the founder of Thanautica, the man who challenges death. Of course we've heard of you. This glory is undeserved yet, but I hope that soon. I hope that getting to know your ruler will give me a chance to live up to the expectations. So much reading. Death. So that's the enemy you've chosen for yourself. Isn't it hard? I don't think anyone has managed to defeat that evil yet. Millions of doctors defeated on certain singular occasions. But my enemy is more fearsome. It is death itself, rather than the singular case of death. I like this one. My enemy is inevitable. I'm challenging the forces of nature. I don't understand. I can barely understand it myself. Could death only seem inevitable to us, but in reality be nothing more than a whim of the will that had shaped this world? That is the question. So where's the key to my victory? It's not far. Kane lives on the Crucible, on Bridge Square. But could I offer you a piece of advice? Go on. Simon has 2 younger brothers. The eldest of the two, Georgie? Sure, why not? Hey, Georgie! How you doing? Is called the Judge by the locals. Visit him first. He isn't asleep. He'll teach you how to speak with Simon. The youngest of the 3 is Victor. His daughter, Maria, also wanted to see you. It's probably important. Was it she who knew about my arrival beforehand? Yes, she told me about it privately. Talking to her is no simple task. Maria is that kind of person. She puts on airs, but that's just how the Canes are. It was Maria who told me that she would help you defeat death. That's the precise wording. What a coincidence. Alright, thank you for the advice. Go, and now prepare everything for your return. Do come back after you speak to the Canes. They'll probably do a lot of things that will puzzle you and put you on guard. I will have some advice that may be of help to you, if you need it. Okay, I'll come back. Alright, so there's Maria. Simon Kane is there. Mansion Stillwater belongs to a single girl. Okay, so this is where I am. I need to go here. Sounds peachy. Sure, everything will be fine. Sure, nothing bad is going to happen. I love this town. This town is great. Who are you? Halt! I'm going to have to teach you about the technicalities of the setting, the time and the place. It's non-essential, but that's just how it is. The actor has to be prepared before he goes on stage, or else he'll fall down the aisle or stumble upon the prompt box. That would look mighty silly. Wouldn't you agree? Going to have to teach me? Aren't you forgetting your manners? My manners? There are different manners of life and thought, none of them mine. If everything goes awry, you'll get a chance to witness each of them. That is something you should probably try to avoid. As for now, please forgive my rudeness. I'm in a special position here, and so I have the right to be blunt sometimes. And who are you? An actor in a tragic mime show. That's unimportant. Will you listen to me or not? I'm listening. Time flies by. It can't be stopped or turned back. Nights follow days, which are then followed by nights, which happen without any regard for whether you're there to witness them. Don't expect anyone to wait for you. Most events can be missed. Oh shit, the entire game is one long time battle. Son of a bitch. And so it makes sense for you to visit the places that you care about regularly. You'll find the people that will play major roles in your fate there. They stand out from the common folk. The rest of us just a crowd shot, a background, a bunch of extras. As it has always been. Indeed. Still, it's best to avoid hasty judgment. It's a paradox, you see. Don't try to care too much for the lives of these bound to stand out people. Don't be too dismissive of the silent crowd. Both extremes will end in tragedy. Why is that? This world cares for your reputation. A fine and crucial instrument. Your reputation changes the world you see, for it is a mirror. Wouldn't you agree? And so a bad reputation can get you into a lot of trouble. For example. Oh, need I describe? You've got vivid imagination. Everything changes, from mystical aspects to mundane things like the people you need treating you badly. How many enemies you've got. How high the prices rise. How bad your dreams are. Lots of things. A sorry prospect. But how do I maintain my reputation? Really? How is that even a question? Same as anywhere. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not betray. Do not steal. Wow, you should have just kept going, man. Do not convey. Covet. Do not covet. Do not be an asshole. Don't get caught. The rules are the same everywhere. A truly selfless deed, like risking something for thy neighbor, or even a person who lives quite far away, can help in a dire situation. I see. Really? Good for you, then. As for me, I can't see anything in this mask. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, don't get too worked about human lives, and don't put too much stock into another's words. Mine included. He who trusts everyone is asking to be deceived. Definitely. Alright, cool talk, bird. Awesome. Do I even want to talk to you? Venerable Bachelor? Please be so kind as to linger for a minute. This conversation won't take too much of your time, especially since time stops during dialogues. At least during the important ones. And our dialogue is extremely important. Need to know how to play, after all, don't you? Fourth wall! How you doing? You're leaving? Are you sure? Okay, bye. Who are you? A poor tragedian? If you please. A victim of circumstances, just like you. You're mistaken. I am the director, the person in charge of the situation. I'm not a random actor. Of course you aren't. You are a living, breathing man, as is evident from your conditions and statuses. God damn, my reading. You experience hunger, thirst and fatigue. You suffer from pain, wounds, and diseases. You're so lifelike. You have to eat, drink, sleep, and rest, and to make mistakes. The latter being the most definitive proof of my human nature, wouldn't you agree? If I may, I would like to point out just how important it is to keep an eye on your conditions. If you get dizzy or unnaturally sluggish, do you have it checked up? Vital processes tend to run faster during emergencies than in everyday life. I knew a person who died of stress, but was diagnosed with starvation. It happens. I can testify to that as a doctor. Need I remind a wise man like you of the fact that hunger is sated with food? Food can be found in shops, and shops can be found in ordinary houses that are marked with specific signs. Sleep, however, is more complicated. People only sleep in beds, and only in private residences around here. I am sorry, but that's just how our world is. Yes, the world is unjust. God forbid I sleep on the floor anywhere. And quite silly, if you forgive me for saying so. Speaking of commerce, different shops sell different items at different prices. Make sure you don't get cheated. People can be quite brazen around here. You can also barter with the folk in the streets. Some may be nothing more than trinkets to you, but others would be willing to part with their life's blood for them. Blood. Yes, blood. It's not my place to lecture you, but if, following your Hippocratic oath, you ever considered easing someone's pain, feel free to approach them with a suitable drug. You will see their pain receding before your very eyes. The sick fall asleep when they're close to recovery, don't they? Or when they're close to their ultimate rest. Still, helping the hopeless will grant you a good reputation. You'll be seen as a benefactor willing to part with the precious sleeping draught, or a painkiller for a simple bystander. Anything else? No, not yet. Show me the way to Simon's house. Turn left now, then walk along the alley. You will see a cathedral and 3 mansions across the bridge square. Simon lives in the one that's closest to the river. Whew. Oh man, well, I actually need a drink after that. Oh my god, so much reading. I love the slight ambience, such as the birds and the dogs. It really brings this game together. This is so story driven, and it looks great, and I'm looking forward to it. So these are the 3 mansions, right? It said the one closest to the river. There does not seem to be a dash or a run of any kind. Damn! Alright, so it would be this one then. Would it not? This place is so freaking huge. So everything is based on time. That's the one thing I'm trying to get my head around right now. I'm sorry if this first episode is boring, but most of the story stuff has to be done. Well, hello.
I feel almost nothing.
Most venerable doctor, it is with great impatience that we have been expecting you. You need not delve into the minutiae of your business with us, since our family is well acquainted with your scholarly work. We are also quite aware of the difficulties you are experiencing, and well prepared to do our utmost to support you. It hurts me all the more to be the one to inform you that Simon, my consanguineous... oh my god, these words! Brother, the creator, keeper, and embodiment of all that surrounds us, has been murdered. I can't believe it. It cannot be. My brother was murdered last night, under the strangest of circumstances. But for all the mystery surrounding his death, I'd rather eschew the notion that his departure was connected with whoever had visited Simon that evening. The visitor is a man of laudable rectitude, and an old friend of our family. There are witnesses who testify that he and Simon did nothing but converse. Has it occurred to you that your brother could have died a natural death? It won't be easy for you to accept it as a fact, but this fact is not subject to debate. My brother could under no circumstances have died a natural death. And you're implying that you can prove that. I'd rather not waste our time explaining the entire situation to you, even if it helps me substantiate the claims that you are justified to see as extraordinary, my dear doctor. I cannot imagine what kind of infernal aptitude the killer of Simon Kane must have, but Simon could not have died a natural death, so murder is the only feasible explanation. I do not doubt that your brother could fight death like no other, but there was not and could not be an immortal man. The physiology paradox is obvious, I grant you, and I am not going to try to persuade you otherwise. I am not a strong player in the field of academic debate, but I repeat, under no circumstances could my brother die a natural death. Immortality is the greatest secret humanity is forbidden to possess. Still, my brother managed to break that seal that locked it away from everyone else. I'm not going to bother asking how, because he's not going to say. Well, fine. In any case, I came here to see a mystery, not a person. I'm willing to sell my soul to you if you help me reveal it. How can I help? I will tell you who my brother was and who he has become if you find his murderer. For now, let me bring up the fact that Simon lived 157 years without being susceptible to any kind of disease. No influenza, no pneumonia, no hemorrhage, no organ failure, or malignant growths have ever plagued him. Yes, I believe in that. I came here to witness the possibility of such a phenomenon, but immortality? Isidore has done more than he thinks. I have a lingering feeling that time itself is using uncontestable power to further its own intentions. What do you think? I'm no fatalist. It could be that my mind is clouded by sorrow, but I cannot escape the feeling that your arrival is no coincidence. Your choice was made for you, my dear doctor. Let us not blame fate for it. Isidore wrote to you without making us aware. He took a risk that could have displeased our family. Why do you speak of the word fate with such disgust? I prefer the word time, in a fatalistic sense of the notion, of course. Words. Why words? So Simon wasn't aware I would come. Even though we were uncertain when you would arrive, my brother was looking forward to meeting you. The tragedy may have been a consequence of the actions he took in preparation for your arrival. Someone has taken a powerful piece from the chessboard, a piece upon which your position here depended. It is doubly regrettable that Simon was playing on your side. My sincerest condolences to you. Is there anything I can do to help? Do you wish to help us, Doctor? Find the murderer for us. My brother Victor, who is in the wing next door, would share some of his thoughts on the matter. Help us, and the reward will not disappoint you. Indeed, it seems there are too many coincidences. Your brother's murder can just as well be called the murder of Bachelor Dankovsky. There! I just said it perfectly. Dankovsky. Words and things and stuff. I will help you in every way I can. I am convinced that if there is anyone at this time that can help us solve this puzzle, then it is you. This mission calls for someone astute and inventive as yourself. If Isidore was an instrument of fate, then Simon's murder is a message that fate intended for you personally. Do you think I am inclined to blame you for that? I am not. How do you plan on looking for the murderer? We will take our own measures. The only thing I expect from you is to be yourself. Do only what you think is required. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, whatever your day turns into, everything is a clue to the solution of this puzzle. I repeat, everything that is happening here is happening on your account. You have my sympathy. Alright. Maria, Victor, he can tell me more about Simon's manner of death. Yeah. Manner. Not there. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and save. Not much happened in this episode, but hopefully we start getting into the real nitty gritty stuff and we start seeing some horror in the next episode. But even so, I'm loving the story so far. Anyway, guys, this has been the first episode of Loganic Plays Pathologic. My name is Loganic, and I will see you in the next episode.